Okay, this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. And it's on a rather simple topic, but one that I hope will be a bit interesting. And that's how to use Peter Johnson's geometric construction for sword design. So the first thing to know is that this is a method that is used in the absence of ordinary modern measuring tools. So, although I have a ruler here, I'm only using it as a straight edge. I'm not using it to measure anything. I'm just making sure my line is straight. The first thing I'm going to do is strike a line. This line defines the center line of the sword. I'm not sure how to use Peter Johnson's method for curved swords of any sort, but for straight swords, straight double-edged swords, it works brilliantly. The next tool that I'm going to use is a compass. This one I've set up to use with a mechanical pencil so that I always sort of have a good fine point on it. And we are going to arbitrarily select a circle size. And I'm going to go here. Basically, I just want to get as much of the line as part of the circle as possible. And I'm going to be designing a 15th century style longsword with this method. And the ratio I'm going to be using is a 3-to-1 hilt to blade ratio. So the hilt is going to be 1/3 the length of the blade. So that means drawing 4 of these large circles, and then designing everything else based on that ratio. And if you were in the Middle Ages, obviously no mechanical pencils, but they had silver point pencils, which was literally a piece of silver in a holder. You could be using charcoal. You could be using this as a scribe on a piece of metal. And one of the good things about this is because everything is so proportion-based, it's very scalable. So I can design here on paper or parchment or what have you, and then I could take it and scale it up to whatever size I need. So I could then, once I had a design that I thought was pleasing and satisfying, I can scale it up to any scale I want. I don't have to be restricted to this scale. Now, I'm going to be taking advantage of the fact that this is a square to strike a second line. And they did have squares in the Middle Ages, so I feel this is a fair use. So now we have 2 lines. This is the hilt, this is the blade. Now we're going to be a bit more arbitrary again and decide a size for the base of the blade, basically. This is all a little bit arbitrary right now. I'm just making decisions based on what I like and what I think is going to look good. And I can change that as I need to. Again, everything is proportions to itself. I'm not referencing any sort of anything sort of in the real world for my proportions. So here, and the thing about using circles and lines is this is sort of self-centering. It allows me to do quite a high degree of symmetry very easily. That might actually be too small. Well, Let's just see how it works. And it's worth noting as well, it's not necessary for the hilt to be the full length of this. We'll figure out more as the design goes on. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my square again, run it to there. We need to run the paper over a bit, but there we go. And we can get sort of max dimensions of the blade. There we go. This one needs to get a bit... This square isn't perfect, and I doubt they were perfect in the Middle Ages either. But the point is that this is doable. These designs are eminently makeable without the need for modern drafting equipment. They had compasses, they had squares, they had straight edges, and that's all you need. So now we've got the maximum dimensions of the blade, and I'm going to start defining... Most of my work is going to be on the hilt. I'm just going to draw a Type 15 blade, which is just triangle. And that is going to... If I just plop that there... Okay, so now I've got half circles. Good. It's always nice when that works. And there's a degree to which I kind of don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just sort of letting the proportions guide me based on basically what feels right. So now we have that. I'm going to use the sweep of this to define the guard. So let's get this as big as we can, because I need a bigger compass, but this will mostly do what I want it to. So and now I can go to here, and I think I want the original size of the circle, so I'm just going to check that, and that'll define my guard entirely. Boom. Or no. That might be too big. So I'm just going to be arbitrary about it and go to where I think it looks good, which is there and there. Okay, so now I can do a little bit of erasing, and you can see where the guard is. There's that. That gives us guard and our blade. It's turning out a bit like an S-stock, which I don't hate. Again, I'm just going for the world's simplest Type 15. So straight line to the point. And so now we've got our blade pretty well defined. It's an unfoldered Type 15 sort of S-stocky sort of thing, and yeah, that would be a diamond cross section. All the way out to a nice fine needle point. And I dropped my compass. So now we're just going to start fiddling around to get hilt proportions. I'm going to design it with a wheel pommel, which is a design style that I like, that I think looks good. So, I'm going to make the pommel just a hair bigger than that. So there's the pommel, and I'm going to be slightly arbitrary on my placement because I like. No, that hilt's too long. I'm going to erase that. I like to have about thirds. I like to break the grip up into thirds. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to define that as the first third, second third, and then the third third. So the centers of these and that overlap are the thirds of the grip. And the pommel is going to be right below that center point there. So, yeah, that's better. Now it's just about unfortunately, my skill with the compass doesn't allow me to do some of the more impressive parts of this design style, but there you can see I've created a basic S-stock blade. Yeah, it guards really wide now that I look at it, so I'm just going to bump. Actually, I know exactly how I'm going to set this. I made a mistake earlier, and I'm going to rectify it before I let this video end. And that mistake was close enough. Okay, now that. There. That's the right size for the guard. Again, I am just letting the design make itself. Put risers in the grip here and here and here and here. And there, that's that. Thanks for watching if you did. Bit different from my usual stuff, but hopefully you liked it. See you later. Bye.